You knew that we would have to get into the Vancouver Canucks at some point in today's show. Not like we didn't do that during the morning video, now that I think about it, but still, today we are going over some thoughts that were posted by NHL Rumour Report on Twitter. These aren't their own things, they're just quoting some stuff that was said by other insiders around the National Hockey League bubble, which is why we're using the regular old gameplay commentary for this one instead of scrolling through on Streamlabs. Let's talk about some posts made from 32 Thoughts, as well as the latest Big Show episode. Well, it's the Big Show. Bam, badam, badam. So, let's dive into this tweet posted by NHL Rumour Report this morning. It is a conversation between Kyle Bukauskas and Elliotte Friedman on the 32 Thoughts podcast. Bukauskas says, I kinda wondered, did the Vancouver Canucks know that Brock Boeser wanted to be there all along? Friedman said, I think there's definitely truth to that. Rutherford knew he could go back to this if he wanted to. I didn't see it coming. It fooled me. 32 Thoughts the podcast. Now, I'll just say this right here. Kyle Bukauskas, did the Canucks know that Boeser wanted to be here all along? Yeah. Did Vancouver, the city, the fans, did all of us, did we know that Boeser wanted to be here all along? Hell yeah. That was the least surprising piece of information that we had learned all throughout free agency week. Oh yeah, Brock Boeser wanted to stay a Canuck. Whoop-de-doo, what else is new? That was so heavily reported around the Vancouver beat, and I get it, like, Kyle Bukauskas, Friedman, these guys are Toronto-based, and they're Toronto covering mostly, and of course, I get it, there's some national broadcast coverage in there too, when the Hockey Night in Canada stuff is on during the weekends, but still, for those outside the Vancouver beat, it is absolutely one of the most primary talking points that we had throughout the course of the season that Brock Boeser wanted to stay in Vancouver. The only problem was the contract. They couldn't decide on term, they couldn't decide on the money. Actually, no, I think they could decide on the money AAV-wise. They just didn't have eye-to-eye conversations about the term. Vancouver wanted to go shorter term, 5 years. Brock wanted long term, 8 years. So, with the Vancouver Canucks circling back on Brock after they missed out on Mikael Granlund, after they missed out on Christian Dvorak, at that point, I guess it just goes down the way that Friedman said it did. Rutherford knew he could circle back to Brock. He knew that there was a deal that could be made. It wasn't surprising that Brock, despite feeling disrespected, wanted to stay in Vancouver. As long as they gave him term that he would be okay with accepting, he would re-sign with the Canucks, and that is exactly what happened. Nobody who has followed this Vancouver Canucks team and who has read the tea leaves and heard all the updates should be surprised about this. Maybe they should be a little bit more surprised that Connor Garland also expressed that enthusiasm to stay, mostly because of his Donnie and Dolly interview earlier in the summer, where he didn't really give a definite answer about wanting to stay in Vancouver. That was a lot more of a, oh, he's a Connor Garland situation. We made a video about that, and all y'all were freaking out in the comments, which I guess is justified because I was kind of freaking out by making a video about it too. Oh, Connor Garland's gonna leave Vancouver, he's gonna go to Philadelphia, and he's gonna play for Rick Tocchet again. It's kind of crazy, man, the Tocchet influence on a lot of these guys, not just like Noah Juleson, but also Christian Dvorak and Yogi Svejkovsky, the guy that the Vancouver Canucks brought in. All these Canucks staff members and former players going over to Philly, and Christian Dvorak, who had Tocchet before too. Man, that guy has influence. All to just go out there and have the team play dump and chase. No fun, no skill hockey. Okay, we gotta stop with that. Let's go over onto the other topic that I wanted to dive into today after the conversation about Brock Boeser. There also were some comments made by Greg Wyszynski on The Big Show. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, I made that joke already once. NHL Rumour Report posted this earlier this afternoon. Greg Wyszynski says regarding Quinn Hughes, it would be insane to let him walk. You could see the situation becoming like a Matthew Tkachuk, where you know where it's all headed, and you make a deal before he leaves for nothing. It kind of feels like it's trending in that direction. But we've gone down this road in the past of just assuming a guy wants to play in the States or with a sibling. We ultimately don't know what Quinn's feeling about the organization or the city right now. He might have a different idea than we do. So, yeah. Future Rick Tocchet playing flyer Quinn Hughes? Oh no, that's not going to work, isn't it? It's going to be New Jersey, right? Everybody thinks it's going to be New Jersey. Nobody's thinking that Quinn Hughes goes anywhere except for New Jersey. Even the Canucks fans are saying New Jersey. Now, do I see Quinn Hughes' situation evolving like the Matthew Tkachuk situation? It really depends. You're going to have to really crap the bed in 2025, 2026, and crap the bed early to give Patrick Allvin the most time possible to rip that Band-Aid off and just get the best deal done, too. Whether that is to New Jersey or whether that is to a playoff team that wants to use Quinn Hughes as the most expensive one-year rental they could ever get remains to be seen. But there is a lot of leverage for the New Jersey Devils. They already know that Quinn potentially wants to go there. They have Jack, they have Luke. They will be committed to all three Hughes bros till the end of time if Quinn finds a way to get traded over there. If it's a Matthew Tkachuk 2.0 situation, though, and the Devils inevitably become a two-time Stanley Cup champion and triple-time finalist, then, yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about that. It's like, yeah, I'd feel happy for Quinn, but the goal would have been for him to do that in Vancouver, you know? And with all these moves the Vancouver Canucks are doing that are so obviously half-heartedly steered towards the direction of making Quinn Hughes happy, bringing back Demko, bringing back Boeser, not trading Pettersson, trading away Miller. Like, sure, they let go of Rick Tocchet, or they didn't let go of him, he left, but they got Adam Foote. They didn't want to go with the guy that Quinn Hughes wasn't familiar with, they went with the guy Quinn Hughes liked. There's so much Quinn Hughes in the back minds of all of these decisions that the Canucks have made. And in a way, it's okay because you want to keep the guy happy, but also at the same time, it's like, is this guy running the team subliminally? Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? If it does increase his likelihood to stay, do you go balls to the wall, bringing back everybody that Quinn Hughes likes? Or if he ends up leaving anyway, what spot are you in after that? Let's say Adam Foote isn't a great head coach. Let's say Brock Boeser doesn't age nicely into the contract. Let's say, goodness forbid, knock on wood here, Thatcher Demko gets hurt again. Knock on wood again. I just really don't want that to happen. If disaster strikes, the Vancouver Canucks are walking a fine line between actually being competitive and just totally going down the drain, especially if Quinn ends up leaving, a la Matthew Tkachuk. Where are the Calgary Flames after acquiring Jonathan Huberdeau and all those guys? Not great. So, with all this in mind, I want you to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about Elliotte Friedman's thought on Brock Boeser, as well as this idea tossed out there in regards to Quinn Hughes and his future with the Vancouver Canucks too. Thoughts in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. 9 and bye.